All right, welcome to another mini-sode of Song Title Challenge. This is where you get inside the mind of a hit songwriter. That hit songwriter is my good friend and co-host, Mr. Brent Baxter. Say hello, Brent.
Hello, Brent.
And listen, this is not a co-write. This is 100% your song. This is a fun, creative exercise where our community sends in song titles, and Brent and with a little help from me on occasion, we'll sit down and craft up 4 to 5 different conceptual approaches to writing a certain song title. We don't write the lyric, but we just talk about some different ways that you could spin it and send you off on the right direction. And anything that you come up with, you owe us nothing except, man, you do have to invite us to the number one party, right?
Exactly.
Anything you want to add to that, sir?
Yeah, I just the point of this is to help you think a little bit more like a pro, to know that you can dig deeper than your first blush idea, and realize that if you have a title, that man, there's a whole lot in there that you could probably dig into if you're willing to do the work. You know, we talked about grit earlier this week. If you have a little bit of grit to do the work of digging into the idea, then sometimes there's gold under the dust. You just got to get to it. So that's kind of what this is about, a little bit of inspiration and hopefully entertaining as well, and may get you going on some ideas.
Awesome. Okay, well, this is another episode where I'm going to give you 2 choices. These are both from the same songwriter, and there might be 2 different ways to, I'm sure there's one way to pronounce his last name, but I am going to give you 2 just so I don't offend. But it's Mr. Brian Bolivar, pronounced just like it sounds, but could it be Bolivar? I don't know. Bolivar? I'm going to go with Bolivar.
Brian Bolivar, because I'm in Arkansas. So, all
right. And here's the 2 choices. You tell me which one is kind of resonating with you more.
All right.
One is American Do Attitude.
American
Do D-O Attitude.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
And the second one is Mr. Opportunity. And it's like the prefix that you would expect, Mr. MR period, but also missed her opportunity. And that could be the play on words there, the way to spin it. MISSEDHER, missed her opportunity, or Mr. Opportunity.
Okay. Oh boy! So I got these 2, and they're both kind of play on word titles, because the Mr. Opportunity. So I kind of heard that too, but also I think it's a Mayor I Can Do, or Mayor can do attitude.
Oh, I see. I didn't even see that.
I can do.
I'm reading it, and you don't see it, so like you went right. Oh, that's good. Mayor I Can Do.
Can do attitude. Mayor I can. It's a Mayor I Can, not a Mayor I can't.
That's right.
So,
and that's country, though. That's country, man. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, come on,
America. Toby Keith song right there.
Mayor I Can, not a Mayor I Can't. So, an Mayor I Can Do attitude. Or Mr. Opportunity. Mr. You don't want to say you missed your opportunity, Mr. Okay, so I'm looking at this going, okay, if you brought this, Brian, if you brought this into a co-write with me, and we're sitting down and we're trying to write, best song we can, also with an eye to the market, going, okay, country market, because that's what I'm working in. So what's our best bet? What's intriguing me today to write about? So just do a little bit on each one of these, and we'll dive into the kind of the quote unquote winner. It doesn't make one better than the other, but that's kind of where my head's at right now. So gotcha. You got Mr. Opportunity. So you could say, kind of like I'm Mr. Right, I'm Mr. Opportunity. You don't want to. You want to take advantage of it, because you don't want to say you missed your, maybe YOUR, missed your opportunity, missed her. You could do that. Let's see, because I don't want to. Yeah, because I think if you're doing the missed her opportunity, that's tough, because you're talking about.
It's almost
about
negative,
the
right?
girl. Yeah, it's like, I missed her opportunity. I don't think I could be like, I missed my opportunity. Yes.
Well, what if it was third party? Like which normally we want first party, right? You want to be speaking directly to
direct address, yeah.
But what if it was third party, and it was like she missed her opportunity with Mr. Opportunity?
Yeah, something like that, talking about the girl.
Where you're not being condescending, like, oh, you missed your opportunity with me, that.
Right, yeah.
You're not obnoxious if it's third party, right?
Exactly. So I think that would be probably the way to spin that. She didn't want to say she missed her opportunity with Mr. Opportunity. Maybe it's a happy story because she doesn't have to say she missed her opportunity.
Yeah.
So, there are ways to spin that more positive. The America Can Do attitude, that kind of thing. I mean, it feels like a little bit of a throwback, like what's his name, Aaron Tippin, or Toby Keith, kind of.
Yeah, blue collar. Yeah.
Very blue collar, redneck. Blue collar white boy, kind of song. Oh, so kind of anthemic. And between these two, I probably, maybe it's just because we're recording this right after 4th of July, either that I'm feeling the America Can Do attitude. They both, with the wordplay, they're smaller bullseye for kind of what's going on right now. But at least the America Can Do attitude, or America Can Do, I'm not sure exactly how you'd sing that, but seems like, that's just kind of timeless, and it's more anthemic, and it's more positive because we got the can do attitude.
Right. Okay. So we're going
let's go with that one. And so, it feels a little bit like it writes itself, because you got these vignettes almost of that Brooks and Dunn song, Only in America.
Mm-hmm.
Came out 2001, early 2002, something like that, about these stories of these ordinary people that go after the American dream, and it's a can-do attitude. It's an America Can Do attitude, and so I think you could do something like that about very much a we don't give up. We got grit. We do what we got to do. We got to America. It's not just a can do, it's an America Can Do attitude or something. I wonder if there's a way to kind of tease that out to make that wordplay obvious. Because like Johnny, you missed it and you were looking right at it. And so there is a danger of it just sound like American do attitude, like a do attitude, like a do attitude. What? Is this a poo thing? So you want to make it very clear that it's can do attitude without making it seem like they just sang that weird. America Can Do, right. Or I can. There's that thing. Which one do you want to play? America I Can Do attitude. I can do it. I like the can do attitude. And I like the rhyme in there. The internal rhymes, the can do attitude. So, I think you just have to sing it where you just really pop that can do. America Can Do attitude kind of thing. So I'd say you kind of I think you just kind of lean into what that is, because it feels like a little bit of redneck Southern rockin', get a Charlie Daniels, Hank Jr. kind of thing, kind of leaning that way a little bit. It kind of feels like it's going to have a little bit of that in there, or Toby Keith kind of vibe, because I'm just not sure if just because can do attitude feels a little, I don't know, a little older, maybe not as hip. Maybe it still resonates completely with, with 18 to 20 year olds, whatever. I'm not sure, but it feels like the people that would want to say that are going to be a little more mature artists, a little older, maybe, and not your Sam Hunts kind of thing. That's not really their lane. So
I was thinking this, like, just off the top, just from a marketing perspective, I don't know, what artist. I actually have an artist I think that would do something like that. Like the Lonely Highway Boys might do something like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what artist you get to cut it. But I do think straight up that a song like that, if you found an artist that could cut that, could do really, really well in today's political environment.
Yeah. I mean, and you talking about, what was their name? Lost Highway? Lonely Highway?
Lonely Highway Boys, yeah.
Because they're pretty rockin' Southern kind of rocking stuff, right?
Yeah, very Leonard Skinner-y.
Okay, yeah. So that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Yeah, and also I can see that being, or Trace Adkins. Here's a truck commercial. Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah. Tie-ins. Like, it's a can-do attitude. It's American.
Oh yeah,
American trucks, and that's they can genius. Do, and
that's a Chevy commercial.
It's a friggin' Chevy commercial. Yeah, I mean, you can haul it, you can whatever.
And drive over these big boulders with a boat.
With a boat. I'm on a boat. So yeah, that's why, because we got the American do attitude, you know. So I think writing kind of with that kind of anthemic, you know, chorus, you know, like a rock or whatever, you know, I think it'd be a way to go with it, because I think it is that anthem, like, you know, we're not the ones that, you know, cut and run. We're, you know, it doesn't have to get political at all, but just we don't give up. We got the grit, you know, we're made of the right stuff, kind of thing. And you can either do vignettes of, you know, my friend or this person did this, you know, overcame struggles, and now they're doing well, and this person overcame this thing. You know, they're not. Yeah, that's who we are. That's what we do. People like us do stuff like this, right? People like us.
It could be uplifting. The story that you could tell would be like, hey, if you can get over cancer and be a survivor, then you can too. Kind of, you know, you can, because you got an American can-do attitude.
Yeah, you're throwing your arms around everybody. It's like, you know, it's a very.
You don't have to be American to have a can-do attitude. make it worldwide.
Do you try to make it worldwide? Yeah, and say, you know, no matter where you are, you can have an American-do attitude. It would be interesting. That would be an interesting kind of angle to take on it. So, you know, yeah. I mean, but it's interesting. You know, you talk about the people that came over in Ellis Island, the people that, you know, moved here, the people that, you know, built this country, you know, of course, mostly immigrant, right? So, but they had that even before it was America. They had the American-do attitude, because they were moved here to make something of themselves and have a better life.
See how that's okay. So I got the suit on again. I'm sorry, but I mean, like, that's really hot, because that's so hot right now. Immigration, no matter what side you're on of that argument, everybody's talking about it.
Everybody's talking about it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, you know, do you set that just in the past, and you know, because it is kind of a third rail. It's really a hot button. A lot of artists aren't going to want to step into that. Just because of the nature of it, unless you really pick a side, and then you're somebody who's fired up enough they want to say that, and that's totally up to you.
Word boy, can you write the lyrics like Sweden? Can you be Switzerland? I mean,
maybe, but at the same, you know, the danger of watering it down, or just going, oh, even if we just go there at all, it's so charged. Most artists so want to be Sweden that they just may stay away from it, because there's other songs they can cut that they don't have to worry so much about offending somebody on the political or being taken the wrong way, that kind of thing. So that would be a danger, unless, like, if you're close to an artist, or you got like a Charlie Daniels or Ted Nugent or whoever that is very political, one side or the other, and you know you can get it to them, you can ride it up their alley, then awesome, you know, go for it. But in general, that is dangerous. Yeah, you got to be. Yeah, really, you're not going to
get a major label cut on that, but you could get. I think if it's written right, and it doesn't have to be pro-immigration or against immigration. Like I said, like if you could, it would be political. You'd be like the U2 of country, and that's probably a bad thing to do. But I think that something like that could get a lot of attention for an indie artist.
Yeah, yeah. And or it could just sidestep the legal immigration thing, and just go, you know, American get stuff done. Kind of you know, we don't give up when times get tough, that kind of thing, because we got American-do attitude. And it doesn't even have to, you know, it could be smaller stories. That's not a political movement kind of story. It's just everyday courage. Of Americans, of everyday blue collar men and women getting stuff done, not giving up because they got a can-do attitude. Then basically you're just wrapping it in the flag.
Yep.
You know, so it's more patriotic, and it's, you know, throwing your arms around everybody's in the country, going, hey, if you're American, you know, aspire to this, kind of aspirational. And
we kind of touched on that with the last podcast with Grit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
American-do attitude, even though we didn't make it about America, we just made it about artists, but still that's what we're talking about. Just get it done.
Yeah.
Keep going. Right. And, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. That's I think would be a cool way to tackle it. Of course, if you have the ends with people that have artists that have more of a particular point of view on some of this stuff, you can tailor it for them, which is always an option. you're narrowing your choices of where you can go with it in case they pass on it. But I like the just good old kind of little more Southern rock. And then you just got to find, there are not as many of those people, but I feel like they're the people that would, and their audiences would be the ones that go for that. And it's not putting any other country down. It's not jingoistic. It's just, proud of this country and the attitudes here, which, I'm sure most countries feel that way about their folks and their attitude there. But I think that'd be a good way to go with it. You just some, small vignettes in there, some, specific stories of some people that we can get the color in there. You can get the imagery in there, that kind of stuff, make it real and kind of prove your point. And then the big overview course about, this is us. This is, we see it through. We don't give up. This is us. We don't give up. We see it through. We're not just American. To be an American, you got that American do attitude or something like that.
Yeah.
And really punch that can do attitude and have some attitude on it. And I think that'd be a fun way to write it. Positive anthem, be fun at a live show, get the crowd in it, playing on 4th of July, and there we go.
Is there any twist right before we put the put the bow on this? Is there any twist in there that comes to your mind?
Let's see. It's for American do attitude. A twist on it. It feels pretty straightforward. I'm sure there is if I'd had more coffee or more sleep.
I just took a drink of water and you almost made me spit that out my nose.
So, there is the thing at the end where these individual stories, and then you could, like in the bridge or something, you kind of get a little more, almost break down. It's like, the people that came from Ireland, and, you list these different countries that came over, willingly and risked their lives and gave up everything to come here. They might've been from Ireland and England and, whatever, these different countries, but they all, even so, they had American do attitude. So that'd be like a way to go kind of deeper and get some other stuff in there.
That's a way, not for nothing, but if you focused on that, that's a way to not be political, but still touch on that. Not that I'm keep kicking that dead horse, but no,
it's a very powerful, and if you want your song to be compelling, that's a way to be compelling. And, you could end up making both sides mad because you're like, well, are you whatever?
What side are you taking? You're like, precisely.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Because you're like, legal versus illegal versus immigrant versus not immigrant, and people are touchy and all sensitive about stuff. But it is a way to kind of wrap your arms around kind of the whole world in a way to go, they might have come from these different places, but they still had an American do attitude.
Yep.
So, right. And it could be a little bit of, they're coming to America, that Neil Diamond thing, or
we're coming to America
from wherever. And it's like, wherever you're from, you come here to, a way to kind of parse it a little bit. Be like, no matter where you're from, you're here to work hard and make your dreams come true and kind of live right and fly right. Come on.
Yeah.
Got a strong back. We can use you. You kind of thing. Right. A way to kind of make it like we're open, with, kind of I don't know, walls with doors or something like that for the country audience, maybe a little bit more, but saying, yeah, we are welcoming, but yet there's some, law to it,
Yeah.
It's kind of like the C.L.I.M.B community. Everybody's welcome. You obnoxious, will kick you out.
There you go.
That may be a way, especially for the country market, to kind of parse it where like, yeah, man, you're here to work hard and make something of yourself. God bless that. We love that because that's what, this country's about. So come on in the right way, do the right things, and welcome. It could be a way to kind of a middle ground.
I got it.
I think a lot of people are, but yeah, go ahead.
Here's the twist. You go at this as if it's political, as if you're going to take a side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the message isn't for the immigrants. It's for the Americans. Like, step up. Look at all these people trying to kill themselves. Get in here. Why aren't you working harder? What about that?
Yeah,
that would be interesting because that's positive, right? Like, and that way you don't have to take an opinion one way or the other, but you're like, man, we need to want it just as much as they want it.
Yeah, well, it's funny. It's like they're risking their lives crossing deserts and rivers to come here and get a job, and you won't get off that freaking couch.
Yeah, if they're doing it legally, they're spending tens of thousands of dollars to do it. If they're doing it illegally, they're risking their lives and their children's lives. And what are you doing sitting on the couch? Where's your American do attitude?
Yeah.
There we go. There's a little twist.
That's just self-deprecating. Make sure you just kick off everybody.
All right. Well, I like that one. Okay, we got a couple. We got more than I thought we were going to get out of that one. So
yeah,
that's good. Now, hey, if they want to, Brent, if they want to continue to dig deeper and actually get into some lyrics on some of these concepts that you come up with, what can they do to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so I do some private one-to-one songwriter coaching. You can see my schedules, get questions answered, all that stuff at songwritingpro.com/coaching. Songwritingpro.com/coaching. Get all the details, see my schedule, set your own appointment, and we'll get together. We can prepare your song. If you just have a title and you want to know where to go with it, we can repair your song. If it's got some glitches, we can debug it. And I can answer whatever questions you have as best I can. It's just my time to be of service however I can. So you can just check it out, songwritingpro.com/coaching.
That is awesome. All right, guys. So that brings us to the end of another song title challenge. And once again, this podcast exists because we want you to win. So keep on climbing.
And we'll see you at the top.
Song title challenge.